Okay, hello guys.
Answering a portion of today's video.
I'm not sponsored, so I will, just tell you. I have a FNAF theory. Hello, it's me, Freddy Fazbear. You have abandoned me for years. What the fuck? Okay, guys, actually being serious here. Cupcake. It's weird that one thing that he points out is this child. Okay, now. Sorry, I'm trying to skip to it. Watch the video if you actually want all what he says, but one makes me think that Nebraska. I don't know if he actually does describe it, but I'll mention the whole suit with blades. The suit with blades, he says he thinks is for agony. I don't think that. I think it's for pureness. I mean by pureness is like no metal. Because what he wants to do is bring back his children.
Mystery of the kids' disappearance and put their spirits to rest. Hopefully with plenty of time to save Abby.
Yeah, there is a character named Abby. But go with Freddy acts normal, like that's the crying child. And we don't really see the cupcake do anything. If it attacks, then I think it is just the agony of the crying child. Not like, because one, we see a kid in the woods. Oh, god dang it. I don't know if it was before or after. Yeah. Not gonna lie, it's kind of making me mad a little bit.
Gonna be the beginning of the film. These characters breaking in before they're met with a terrible fate. The possessed animatronics come to life and kill them as they're mid-crime, not only showing the audience early on that these things are terrifying, but also creating a giant problem for Afton, who now risks having more people poking around his old...
Also, I think just because this is like a different universe, I do think that it does tell us what happened. William Afton was still using the old Bonnie suit, and it's not as perfect condition as we see in the games. That some things in the games are a lie. Also, I will cover Into the Pit, because that has a whole different implications about William Afton's death. That's really weird. But this proves that William Afton was still using that thing, even though it was being shipped to kill intruders. I do think he hired the security guards for all that, but he was still using it, and why would he attack them? I think he might have been doing those on purpose. Because why would you hire some when the animatronics did perfectly fine? They killed him, he didn't find out all that. Why? I feel like William Afton has a darker thing where he wants to kill them to use for soul thing. And I think the cupcake is just a child wandering around with it kind of hated pizzeria. I didn't really like it that much. Also, I always say the crying child. I mean, well, at least I think that's the name. It's hinted to that's the name of him. I don't think it's the same boy. I just think it is the name of him. Or at least if it is the same boy. Yeah, but Old Man Consequences, that's a whole can of worms that I can't discuss that kind of scratches my theory about, FNAF World. Watch it. But I basically believe that the cupcake in the games is Phone Guy. Well, I don't actually think it's Phone Guy because Phone Guy appears to be the actual phone. Or he is the cupcake because it says I think it says at least that he got killed by Chica. So, yeah, but I want to explain where the crying child is. Because I don't think the crying child's in Golden Freddy. Because, it's weird. Yeah, it would make a good thing. And the whole thing would be, the crying child. But I don't think just because he died from it, he went into it. Because there's no, resistance or no resemblement of crying child. He's not even mentioned to be in Golden Freddy at all. It's always Cassie and other kids that it lured. I think it did lure it. Because it was an agony and needed probably more souls to become stronger and have, ultimate custom night thing where basically all the souls not kill William Afton, torture him. I think the cupcake might be Phone Guy, because we don't really. But I do think in the movie it is the crying child. I still don't know where the crying child is. But it does seem like a weird thing is some animatronics are really friendly, and it's a weird thing. Why are you friendly? I think in the movie it is oh, it's a crying child. Because Mike and the child. But I think in the games that the crying child is in the actual computer system. Not computer system, but at least parts of it. Because it makes sense why some animatronics would be safe. Glamrock Freddy. Well, maybe not Glamrock Freddy because he was on safe mode. But why would BB just not be a total and kill you? I think it's a little bit of that magic powery thingy that the crying child would have. Because the crying child was a nice child and remembered that he would always be their friend. And I think the cupcake might be him, but in pain. And it's weird, why does the cupcake just in Help Wanted instead of just murdering you? It just minds its own business. I think it's because the crying child was put in the system to make him again. Because he did love his child, but the reason why he loved them was he used them for experiments, wanting immortality and make his creations more alive-like. And it would explain why Roxy just suddenly fixes itself. Like herself. Suddenly. Well, actually, no, that's explained. I don't really know. The crying child is a weird thing for me to discuss. I think it might be the cupcake. Or something in the building. I don't. Or the paper pals. Because why are the paper pals the garbage? Like, things are there. I think it's because why the cupcake shows up so much. And why these random characters just don't attack you. For some random reason, like they don't attack you. Candy Cadet. I don't think Candy Cadet, but yeah, it would explain it if they all have like a system, like an actual system they're running on. That might explain it. Is that some characters have not been possessed, so the crying child possessed them to make him friendly, not like in the system, but like he's in the walls. Explaining why the garbage, like the trash in the gang, just don't attack you. The paper pals, they just don't attack you. Why these random little funny items? Like, it would be fine if they were like Candy Cadet, where they just sat in the corner, but like Bucket Bob, everyone, they just don't attack you. Paper Pals, they don't attack you. JJ, she does not attack you. But they're like alive. I think it's because the crying child was so innocent, he wasn't filled with agony. So I think he's just there, possessing the walls of this place, just wandering around. Wandering around everywhere. Not helping us, but just checking on the night guard. His brother. Yeah, why would, like, once in a while, like, these things could happen? Like, why would JJ be watching you? Instead of them being, like, a little funny, cool thing pops in your office, JJ goes under your desk and watches you. It's because you're Michael, his brother. He loved his brother, but also kind of hated him a little bit. I think it explains, like, the weird, funny characters that are just possessed. It is him just wandering around, joking around with his brother. Like how they used to before the divorce thing. The divorce thing where, you know, William Afton started torturing his kids and all that. And I think that's why Foxy Bro doesn't like his brother. Is one, his friends, and two, I think it's because the whole divorce thing is actually canon. Like, not canon, but like, is there, explaining why Foxy Bro takes his anger out on the crying child. Their mom is depressed. Their dad experiments on them. That's why he cared to keep them alive, because he experimented on them. His only favorite girl was Elizabeth. He actually cared for Elizabeth, but he didn't really care about Crying Child and Michael. Michael, we don't really hear, but yeah. Crying Child, he's locked in his room, tortured, experimented on, because the books, I actually thought at first they were parallels. I guess they're not. he experimented on them, but we never hear about baby. Also explaining my help wanted thing is that he's experimenting on them, so I think he let the fun times let out so he could do more experimentation on them with sound discs. But yeah, like explains it like so well, like why the brother is always angry, but it shows that he does care about him. But we see the mom in depressed, and we never hear. It's because their father was trying to figure out immortality and was angry, and then when his actual favorite child died. Now you're in an empty room. I don't know if she's possessed by anyone. She might be after him rage killing her. He might have rage killed her, or she just left him making Ballora to torture him. Why Cassidy, I don't know why I said Cassidy brings it up in Ultimate Custom Night. Now you're in an empty room. Now you're in an empty tomb. It's to remind him that he's a shell of himself. That's what she always would say to him. You're always in an empty room. You're always in an empty tomb. And she started getting depressed and divorced him. Explaining why he would let the crying child lash out, and Michael went and lashed out because we never see their mom. It might have been that FNAF 4 was after the divorce. Well, the minigames at least. Explaining why we never see her or ever hear about her. Mrs. Afton. It's because she left him. And she just never came back. Didn't mean to accidentally make a William Afton joke. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But yeah, it kind of explains it. It does explain why she's not there and why he's always violent to him. Because William Afton, we always see that he's working, and he was like Michael in the movie because Michael can't afford anything. William Afton can't afford a babysitter, so he brings his children along. And also the books do show us that too. That, yeah, Michael wasn't loved at all. And that he was mistreated, so he took it out on his sister. Except, the crying child wasn't loved either. It was Elizabeth. He might have been favored by his mom, and that's why Michael takes it out on him. Even though his dad treats him like terrible stuff. And why the crying child is always crying is their dad treats them both terribly. That is my theory. Sorry that got not sorry, you guys are FNAF fans. It's always dark. It got really dark with child abuse. But yeah. William Afton theory. Where the crying child is, that's what it's gonna become.